Has Linux just forced pride on everyone? Stick around. I gotta tell you that there's some things that kind of shocked me, and I'm not someone who's likely to overreact, but this has me a little concerned. Recently, Bryan Lunduke, he made an appearance on SideScrollers. I guess it's a podcast on YouTube. I'd never seen him before, but it's a little entertaining, a little tongue in cheek, but some really interesting points. And so I just wanted to comment on them while it was still fresh in my mind.
I want to talk about the Linux gay shit with you. How about that? We'll do that
Okay.
instead. I can't be bothered.
Here's a live
So,
one.
anyway, tell me what the
Yes.
fuck's going on here.
Okay. Here's the high level, the skinny of all this.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, we've been dealing with cultural issues in the world of computing, right? Where you've seen computer companies having policies that have been pushing trans pride and gay pride and all these sorts of things. And those have been policies. And then in the world of gaming, we started to see game companies start to inject things like trans pride armor skins into, what was it, Overwatch, I think, had some of those, and they started doing some things with Halo, and like just some bizarre pridey things they started to shove into some games. But by and large, they were all optional things, right? They're all things that were, we'd be like, well, why are you doing this? It's weird that you're doing this. Please stop doing this. But they were mostly optional. Now that is seeming to start to change because a couple of open source projects, very popular ones like GNOME and a few others, are starting to make mandatory pride theming inside of the applications that you cannot delete.
Is this true?
So this happened a couple of months back, where the GNOME project, the most popular desktop environment on Linux, started including trans pride wallpaper. So if you updated, you had now had trans pride pictures on your computer, whether you wanted them or not. And if you deleted them and then updated again, they got put right back. Weird, but at least you could delete those wallpapers.
That would piss me off. Just straight up. That would literally piss me off.
Now they have added in a new application store called Bazaar for GNOME.
Wait, hold on. So they came up. Bazaar is something that is one of the developers from Bazite was the one who put that together. That has nothing to do with the GNOME Foundation or the GNOME devs or the GNOME anything. It's just simply not true.
And the Linux desktop, they have added in pride flag theming. If you scroll down, you get a little picture of it. So if you go in there into Bazaar or open up your settings, you'll see pride flag theming.
Hold up. All right. Well, we'll find out, won't we? I just happen to have Bazaar. I've never noticed this. So, okay. So, okay. Let's see. Huh. So this is a progress bar. Now, if I change it to this, the rainbow, which is all LGBTQ stuff, is what I understand. Okay, so let's install LibreOffice. Let's see how. Okay. So this little thing right here, you basically have all of these colors except for, like, you have to use all of these flags or whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and remove that garbage, and there it is again. Okay, I see what that I don't like, to be honest. Back to the video.
So you can, for the progress bar. So literally, I want to install this game or whatever. Here's the progress bar as it installs. The progress bar itself will now have a theme. But the only themes that are available, other than the default purple color, are trans flags, LGB flags, lesbian flags, aromantic flags, etc. And that's it, and that's all. And you cannot get rid of them You have to have them and you have to see them.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this.
According to several people who actually know what all the flags are, none of them represent just normal people, right? Like straight people, right? Straight people are not represented here.
I guess they're the purple all the way to the left. That's
like
the one. That's the
blank,
one.
that's the one you
normal.
get. You can
Okay.
be purple if you want to be purple. Otherwise, you're going to be trans
Gay.
pride or something. So I posted about this because, weird. And immediately the death threats began coming in. Let's see. What do I got here?
Scroll down to find any death threats.
Where are they at? They might be in other posts that I put up there. I put up a lot of posts. I can read a few for you. They've got a lot of swear words in them. So over on their Discord server, of course, the Bizarre Project began saying things like, quote, "Can we beat this guy with hammers? Beep this bastard." Then they called me a Nazi who will, quote, "get hate crimed." And then they started discussing the fact that I'm a Jew. And then they started talking about maybe we can add some non-pride flags, specifically the Palestinian flag. So they're going to have pride flags and then a Palestinian flag.
First of all, that is so tacky and so tasteless. For real. Like, why would you, what does the fact that Lunduke is Jewish have anything to do with anything? And what, like, there are no Jewish people who defend Palestinians? Are you serious? And what does him being Jewish have to do with anything?
And the purpose, and I think this is kind of fun, the entire purpose of adding a Palestinian flag in there is because they feel like that would make me mad because I'm a dirty, dirty Jew. Where their heads at.
They hate the gays over there, so that's funny.
Tell them that. This caused people all across Mastodon and Blue Sky to fall into a tizzy. Quote from one person who is a furry / trans open source activist, quote, "They should let me kill Lunduke." Another person who is also a trans furry open source developer says, "What if we were girls and we killed Lunduke together?"
What do you do with all these receipts? Do you report them?
I do. I report them, but there's really not much anyone does about any of this. I mean, it's a day that ends in Y. I get threats of something along these lines, right?
Do you do police reports too? Do you like this giant ass folder of just screenshots of like everything just piling up?
So I've got a folder, I've got a spreadsheet.
Oh, that's so nice.
I keep things pretty well organized. Yeah. I used to work on Microsoft Excel. I was a dev on Microsoft Excel for a number of years. So I'm kind of a bit obsessive about spreadsheets.
I love spreadsheets. Can I just say, side note, Google Sheets is garbage.
Facts.
You know what it is? I love a good spreadsheet. Same. And I will make do with Google Sheets if it's all I had. But holy heavens, there's better ones out there. But anyway, yeah, we report most of these. The problem is most of these threats that come in are not in the United States. Most of them realistically come from a handful of non-US based countries.
Bangladesh.
A lot from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Turkey gets a ton of them. Actually, Australia gets a lot. Real?
So I think it's common knowledge right now on the internet that you have these international agitators who are just trying to divide us in America because they want to see America fall. And it's kind of sad that it has to get to that. But at least Bryan Lunduke is being honest here. He's not playing the victim card here, at least. I've seen him do it a couple of times, and it's just really off-putting to me.
That adds in straight pride flags. Flag, which I did not know was a thing, but apparently it is. So someone submitted a patch to that.
Oh my God, there is.
Yeah. It's a thing. I found out about that today, actually.
She is
So,
riot.
someone said, this is a trivial issue. This is from the change thing here. Let's fix it. And quoted my coverage of this because I said, quote, if you're thinking, but I'm straight, which flag do I pick in this app theme? You don't. No special progress bar theme for you. So they said, okay, let's fix it. And they did. They put it in there, and it was rejected because it won't work. There was one bug in it that would have taken like 2 lines to fix. Regardless, the individual you linked is a known far right troll.
That he is. But let's see here.
And so
by the way, I need to get you in like magnet form so you can join the rest of the trolls on my microphone.
Yeah.
Look, he's got 2 different color hair.
All right, hey Lunduke. Yeah, so
I don't like that they were trying to make a cis flag though, because that's playing their game.
I know.
Like, all you're doing is fighting to play their game.
So I think the creation of the cis flag was something done by the trans kind of leftist activists anyway, because they were trying to show that there was one, and they like to create flags for everything. So I think they created it for everyone that they have labeled cis. So they made a flag for you and said, this is your flag now. Right. It's an ugly looking flag. It's an ugly looking set of colors that are striped there, and I don't like it. So yeah, that it's a really ugly looking flag. And I feel like they did that on purpose.
Why nice palettes?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a button in there for put your own, make your own design or upload your own picture. They don't have any of that. Flags or whatever. I don't think anyone would have really objected. It would have just been like, well, this is yet another weird thing. But it's only LGBTQ2 spirit, whatever, and that's it. And and now it's mandatory. Now it's mandatory.
So like this is the shit that really chaps my ass, and I'm gonna be the guy that everyone hates about this stuff. But
chaps my ass.
Chap it, baby.
Yeah.
Please timestamp that, K. Thank you very much.
Sure. Here's the problem. It's like, once again, proof of why we keep losing, because every single time you see this, what does our side do? We laugh about it. Oh, that's ridiculous. We keep laughing. Imagine if you put a Trump flag that was mandatory for them. They would lose their collective shit, and tomorrow they'd be organized and stopping it immediately.
Yeah, exactly, because you round up people indiscriminately off the streets and send them to foreign prisons all over the world, regardless if they'd committed a crime or not. Maybe all of the othering.
It fucking infuriates me. We keep laughing and doing nothing about it.
Right.
Everyone just keeps turning their back, doing fuck all, and laughing about all this shit instead of actually organizing and doing something. And I'm tired of watching our culture being wiped away, and we keep laughing. Well, as we're laughing and doing nothing and saying, well, we've all got jobs, well, I have no time to do anything about this. Well, goodbye to your culture.
Okay, so what culture are you talking about there, dude? Like the culture where we owned slaves, the culture where we had Jim Crow and all these other racist policies. What culture are we talking about? I've lived in Mexico for most of my adult life, and I can tell you that Americans don't know what culture is, okay? When you go to Mexico, there are things that are inherently Mexican, right? So I don't know what you're talking about here, and it doesn't really have much to do with this topic at hand. But like when you talk about frijoles or nopales or, maíz, like these are things that are inherently Mexican. They're staples of the land. It's something that is Mexican, right? What is there that is American? I can't think of anything. The only thing that's American is the the military industrial complex and the prison industrial complex and cruelty. I mean, seriously, like they talk about equal rights and all this other nonsense, but that's exactly what it is. It's nonsense.
Because no one seems to be fighting for it. There's a very select few, myself as one of those people, that actually keeps trying to do things, and everyone... you're just watching it laugh and laugh away. It's annoying. It's really annoying.
It's annoying, Mr. Phoenix, man. You are
Yes.
100% correct. And what's crazy to me is the few people who stand up and say, this is going on, and just point at it, get death threats instantly. And the companies, the organizations, the open source projects, and the game developers, on and on and on, do nothing about it. So, like, I'll get these death threats that literally will come from employees of IBM and Red Hat. They will still be employees of IBM and Red Hat tomorrow and next week.
Okay. If there are verifiable death threats, I don't care what your organization is. I don't care if it's Red Hat, IBM, anything like this. And I don't care how much Lunduke stirs the pot and you don't like him and everything else. The fact that he's receiving death threats from your organizations should be dealt with immediately. This idea that you can just like the rules just apply to some people but not others, no. And they have to apply to everyone equally.
Be fired from their jobs for making death threats against people. They will not see any sort of punishment whatsoever. They will still be involved in the same open source projects. They will not be censored. Their posts will not be removed. There will not be a statement from any of these organizations that say, hey, while we love LGBT flags, we also oppose death threats. They won't even go that far. They will just stay quiet and support the craziness every single time without exception. Damn, y'all.
Make your own culture. Just make your I just let all this go. Just fuck it. We're gonna make new stuff. That's what I keep saying. Just make
start
new
over.
stuff. Fund your own stuff. Fund creators out there that you believe are going in the right direction, and companies that have your values and principles. Support them. Stop giving any money to anyone that doesn't. They have their right. They should be able to do what they want to do. Great.
Yes. And just along those lines, Phoenix is 100% right. The shout out to all of the non-crazies in the world of open source software, Linux, alternative developments, and whatnot. We've got the Omarchi Linux, Open Mandriva, Devuan, Ghost BSD, and there's quite a few others as well that are decidedly non-woke, decidedly against discrimination of the DEI stuff, and they just don't do weird stuff. They just do what I like to call make some gosh darn software. That's just what they do. They just make some gosh darn software and put it out, and they don't worry about the rest of it. And so there are options that are not completely out of their gourd crazy. They're just a few and far between sometimes.
Yeah, that actually was my question for you, because I've always been hearing good things about Linux and how it's open source and none of this bullshit. And then when this came up, I was like, so maybe not. They're not that open source, but it's
the big powers behind Linux right now monetarily are crazy. I mean, they're nuts. I mean, the Red Hats and whatnot of the world, they're bonkers. But there are some kind of upcoming projects like Omarchi from DHH and others that are just not crazy. And they are getting a huge surge in popularity right now. They're growing significantly fast versus the woke projects who are declining in user base. So there is a shift happening, right? There are the people like Phoenix who are like, the hell with this. I'm just going to use something from someone who doesn't hate me. And they're moving over to those other projects, like Open Mandriva. So we're seeing skyrocket. The others are slowly dwindling away. So that's great, but the main money sources are all still solidly crazy, like the Red Hats and whatnot.
For all you lefties out there, most of your young people today are actually more conservative. The polling shows this unanimously. You have people, especially young people, who have this sense of urgency, and they see the writing on the wall, and they see that all of this, whatever you call this that's on the left, is just not the way. Now, I want to be very clear that I don't like othering. I am most likely someone that is an ally to pretty much everything. I'm the live and let live guy. Okay. Why? Because, if you other the homosexual, the undocumented immigrant, the Muslim, whatever it is, eventually I'm the one that's going to get othered, the real Christian. And I am a diehard Christian through and through. I find the pride flag of that the homosexuals use as offensive as a black person finds the Confederate flag, because it represents something diabolically different. You are glorifying sin, and the rainbow was given to us as a symbol to man that God will not destroy humanity ever again because of sin. You see the difference. See, it's a distortion of what the rainbow actually represents. And so I have to say that I'm not a fan. I love the rainbow. I love the colors. I get why you use the rainbow color to basically represent, it's basically representative of a lot of different kinds of people. And you're like, yeah, they're all kind of cool. And I generally would agree. And that's kind of bringing me back to the other point, which is you take a look at Lunduke and all of these people here who I probably largely disagree with. However, you're pushing me more into agreement with them when I'd rather be your ally. See, Lunduke wasn't this extremist 10 years ago. Like, I think there's a lot of people that are on the right who don't like Donald Trump, but you're pushing them in that direction because you're saying you have to choose this. You're making them draw a line in the sand. And they hate themselves for it. They're like, dude, I hate the fact that you're making me do this. And the same it happens on the right. The right does the exact same thing. Look, if you didn't have Donald Trump and you were just basically talking about deficits, I would probably be a conservative. But when you're sitting there grabbing people indiscriminately off of the streets, dude, I've broken bread with thousands of undocumented immigrants. They aren't the boogeyman that you're making them out to be. And if you ever saw a couple of those undocumented immigrants actually ever work, and if you've ever actually worked with them, I can guarantee you one thing, you would come to the realization those are the people that you want in the country, people who work, who produce, not some incel who couldn't find his pecker with both hands. That's not the one that you want him out of the country. People who are working, leave them alone. I'm really thinking about my way forward here because that thing about Bazaar, I find that very offensive. Now, I don't have to use Bazaar. I can remove it. This right here, where you force me into this. Like, okay, you have this blue theme or all of these really ugly themes that go against all of my values as a Christian. And see, the thing is if you make me choose between me and my Savior, I'm going to choose my Savior every single time. And I'm thinking that maybe I'll go to NixOS for a while and check it out, but maybe making something that's cooler than NixOS or is just pretty cool, and something that's immutable and declarative, that seems really appealing to me. Anyway, ramble over, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, what do y'all think? Am I overreacting to any of this? If you want to see my video on CashOS, just go over there. And anyway, I want to thank these fine people right here. And I'll see you guys later, nerds. Bye. Peace.